Hi everyone, in this video we'll analyze how a modern center forward should move, when to drop deeper to support the build-up, and how to recognize the right moment to attack the space in behind. We will see examples from Haaland, Mbappé, Lewandowski, Kane, and other elite-level strikers. Every striker is primarily oriented towards attacking depth, because the space behind the defensive line is where he can directly threaten the goal. However, accessing this space is not always possible due to high opposition pressure. Let's look at how Lewandowski recognizes these moments. Barcelona is positioned across the first two-thirds of the pitch while the opponent applies a high press. The player on the ball as well as the nearest central options are under the pressure. In this situation, it's very difficult for the center-back to play a long pass in behind. Lewandowski recognizes the timing for a false movement, creating a few extra meters of space and drops into the zone that Gavi has just vacated. Then, he immediately recognizes Pedri's movement and through quick combination play, finds himself completely free on the ball. The first thing a forward must consider when choosing his movement in the early phase of an attack is the position of the ball carrier. Can he play a strong enough pass into depth from this distance? The second factor is pressure on the ball. Does the ball carrier have the time and space to see and execute a long pass? If the long ball is unlikely, the third step is to recognize free space in central areas and drop into it, without occupying the same zone as a teammate. Here is an example from Eintracht in possession in the middle third. The opponent's press forces the ball wide. The winger receives with his back to a goal and the defender tied behind him, clearly unable to play in behind. At the same time, the opposition has covered the nearest short options. Burkhardt recognizes how a midfielder drags his marker away in the half space and drops at the right moment to support the winger. After receiving the ball, he doesn't rush a one-touch action. Instead, he protects the ball and attracts the attention of three opposition players, which frees the defensive midfielder. Now Mbappé in El Clásico. Barcelona leaves a lot of space in behind, but Mbappé recognizes that his teammate on the flank is surrounded by three opponents. He moves toward the ball to create a simpler passing option, and then perfectly times a one-touch pass into depth. When a striker decides to drop deeper, he must understand that in most cases he will drag a defender with him, potentially creating space for his teammates. What separates elite forwards is timing and awareness. Here we see Voltemade in a similar situation. His teammate is under pressure in the middle third, so the striker drops deeper and pulls the center-back out of the defensive line, creating a huge gap in Brentford's defense. With a one-touch pass, Voltemade creates a completely free center player who can then play forward into depth. In this example, Hertha attacks with two strikers and an attacking midfielder. The ball carrier is completely free, but the opposition defensive line is very deep, creating a large gap between the lines. One striker drops while the other creates horizontal distance. Excellent coordination creates space for the inside midfielder and ultimately leads to a goal. Now let's look at how to create or recognize moments to attack depth. Here we see Inter in positional attack in the middle third. Di Marco receives the ball on the flank in a 2 vs 3 situation and being under pressure, so Lautaro initially drops. But notice how quickly he changes his decision, instantly recognizing that his teammate now has space to play forward. This sudden change of direction confuses the defender and allows Lautaro to exploit the space left behind. Atletico Madrid and Sørloth. His first diagonal movement downward provides a short passing option between the lines, as the ball carrier is in an awkward body position. This movement also creates discomfort for the center-back, who must defend with distance. After the next pass, the situation changes. As soon as the ball carrier has space to leave his head, Sørloth immediately accelerates in behind. The initial distance allows him to build speed without running into offside. Again Kylian Mbappé. Thanks to his exceptional speed, he doesn't need to create a large separation. He simply waits until the ball carrier turns into a forward-facing position and then accelerates straight through the channel between Celta's center-backs. Beyond available space in behind and the readiness of the passer, it's also crucial to consider the distance within the defensive line. Here Haaland waits for Foden to turn, but instead of running straight, he attacks the channel between the center-back and the fullback. Let's go back to 2010 and one of the best examples of striker movement from David Villa. He constantly scans the space behind the defense and attacks the channel between the fullback and center-back when Alves has time on the ball. But notice how Villa reacts when Alves chooses a different option. He instantly reassesses the situation, checks Pepe's position twice, then moves into the center-back's blind side, waiting again for Messi to be ready to play the pass. This is exactly the type of decision-making we work on at ForPro. We help strikers understand these moments and apply them constantly in real games. A team of professional football analysts at ForPro work one-on-one online with players, breaking down their matches and showing what improved their performance. Each session is personal, built around position and goals. Visit ForPro and book your free session today. The closer you get to goal, the less space exists behind the defense, and the higher the defender's level of concentration. To gain positional advantage, forwards often use court runs to confuse defenders and avoid offside. In tight spaces, the first few meters are decisive. Watch how against a low block, McAtee assesses De Bruyne's position and waits for the moment when the center-back slightly shifts towards the midfielder. These small details separate truly intelligent players. If you're enjoying these details, make sure you subscribe. More striker analysis coming soon. Now Harry Kane searching for space inside the penalty area. For most of the sequence, he barely moves, simply waiting for the right moment. This relaxes the defender. But as soon as Kane understands the passing trajectory Olise can play, he attacks the space behind the defender, avoids offside and arrives with perfect timing. Timing and false movements to deceive defenders create an extra 1 or 2 meters. It may not seem like much, but that is often exactly the space a striker needs to get his shot away. In this final example, Reims center-back defends correctly, constantly checking Mbappe's position. But notice how cleverly Mbappé uses this. He knows the defender is watching him, deliberately shows a false movement, and as soon as the defender turns his head, sharply changes the direction. If you enjoyed this analysis, comment what you'd like to see next. This video is a part of a larger ForPro lecture focused on center forwards. Check out our educational course, follow the link on our platform in the description, message us for more details. If this breakdown interested you, watch other tactical analysis from ForPro.